Route. Okay, all eyes are on New Brighton Township in Port Elizabeth this morning, where in short, the President Jacob Zuma, he was there already. We showed you some visuals a little bit earlier of the Commander-in-Chief laying down that wreath at the memorial site. Let's cross to Janine Lee, who's going to fill us in on kind of what's been happening across the morning. We also saw the Minister of Defence, Nosiviwe Mapisa Nkakula, there. It is in commemoration of what happened in 1917. This is some of the earlier visuals that you might have missed, but the Commander-in-Chief, the Honourable President Jacob Zuma, addressing the Defence Minister and then going to lay the wreath in commemoration in New Brighton in PE, where Armed Forces Day will be celebrated today. And as Janine Lee was saying throughout the morning, it's not only a commemoration, but it's also a celebration of the capability of the South African National Defence Force, and that will be in offing throughout the course of the day. There'll be some beach activations. There'll also be some interaction with local audiences on the ground, and this was earlier this morning. That's the wreath laying we were talking about a little bit earlier at that memorial site in New Brighton. Janine Lee, our SABC correspondent, is standing by. Janine, good morning.
Hi, good morning again, Sam, and welcome back to New Brighton, where the SS Mendi Memorial is. And as you correctly said, President Jacob Zuma has been, and he has already gone. He arrived, and it was quite a short ceremony. He walked in and he was saluted, and then he took his seat with a number of cabinet ministers. There was a short little reading about the SS Mendi and the background to it, and then the president got up and he laid a wreath and then he left. It was all over really quickly, but it's understandably so, because there's a very busy day ahead, particularly for the president. He will have to take that salute on the beachfront from the march and the fly past. So I think everything, as you know, it's military, it's precision, so it has to be to time. But he came and he went, but much to the excitement of the crowd. They were very happy to have their president here in New Brighton. Vuyukazi Makuboyani, you were happy your president was here. How did you feel this morning?
Yes, I'm perfectly happy, excited, overwhelmed to see the president. It wasn't for the first time as well, but at least we're happy as a community of PE, especially here in New Brighton, when he was here to lay a wreath to our fallen heroes of an incident that happened in 1917, if I'm not mistaken. So we're really excited as a community of PE.
Vuyukazi, now the younger people that I've spoken to don't seem to know too much about the Mendi. It's more the older generation that have an understanding of it. Why do you think it is that the younger people, they know the memorial is here and they know the name, but they don't know the history behind it? Why do you think that is?
I think the problem lies with the education system that you have, because during our times we used to learn about everything that happens pre-1994, but with the new generations, everything that they learn now is after 1994. So I don't really blame them, as well as I think it's a duty for us as a parents to teach our kids about the things that happened pre-1994, so that they can learn more about them.
Now I see a lot of the women are out today. Where are all the men?
Oh no, here are the men, here are the men, here are the men, here are the men around us. I think most of them went with the president, but here we are.
Well, it was nice that your president could be here in your backyard today.
Yes, of course, because now we have seen him. Although it wasn't for the first time, as I've said before, but at least we are happy to see him, to see that at least he remembered those heroes who fell in 1917.
Vuyukazi, thanks very much. Sam, just an idea how pleased the community are that President Jacob Zuma was here today. But you know, I've been covering this story the entire week, and I must just share you the story. We were talking about submarines, and we were interviewing some people who work on submarines, and they were saying, you know, you cannot take a South African out of anybody, because when they're at sea, and apparently when they're not doing maneuvers and not doing serious drills, and they've been at sea for a long time, they come up and they float on the surface on the submarine. They take out their bra, they put a bra on that small little space, and they have a good traditional South African bra, and to de-stress, what they do is they jump off into the Indian Ocean, wherever they are, and they swim around the submarine. But I suppose if you've got cabin fever and you're working on a sub, that's one way to do it. But it's been a good morning here in New Brighton, and it's going to be even better as Armed Forces Day gathers momentum on the Port Elizabeth beachfront, and that's where President Jacob Zuma will take the salute with the march and fly past. But from us here in New Brighton, Sam, it's back to you. And for all our viewers, stay tuned to SABC. We will be covering your Armed Forces Day in full.